excited to be speaking with you today. Before I begin, I would just like to say that this church has meant more to me than I can truly express in one sermon. Growing up here for the past 15 years has blessed me not only with a strong faith foundation, but also unparalleled experiences, incredible role models, and some of the best friends I could ask for. Love you guys. It's hard to believe that all of the musicals, choir practices, and youth groups are coming to an end, but I'm thrilled to take the time today to take you along my journey of faith. If I had to summarize this journey in one word, it would be questions. In fact, I was skeptical of God's nature way back in Sunday school at 4 years old. My parents struggled with explanations as I failed to close my eyes at night out of fear that someone named God was always watching over me. Little creepy for a kid. As I continued to grow up, I learned the many stories of the Bible and all of Jesus' parables through more Sunday school, and of course, the many songs in Miss Gretchen's choir. I was growing to know Jesus for the man he was and all he accomplished, now asking questions like, if Lazarus was dead for 4 days and came back to life, then why don't we know more about heaven, or what happens when we die in general? Once I reached about middle school, my inquisitiveness transformed into guilt. I struggled to understand how Christianity could be a feasible reality. As many of us do, I found myself sitting in the church pews, wanting nothing more than to believe the message I was hearing, but at the end of the day, finding it completely incomprehensible. At the time, I didn't realize how normal it is to doubt and question your faith, healthy even. This shift didn't come about in me till I sat down with a man who you all may know and love as Hannah's dad, or Nick Merchant. I don't know how I was expecting him to react to what I perceived as my lack of belief and trust in God. However, I was certainly not expecting the reaction I got. I presented all of my questions and concerns to Nick, and he sat there with the utmost patience and worked through all of them with me. Then, with the biggest grin and excitement, he handed me a book called Mere Christianity. For those of you who have not heard of it, the book is essentially C.S. Lewis's account of how he came from an atheist to a devout Christian with an argument based on pure logic. Nick sat with me every Wednesday for about an hour, dissecting C.S. Lewis's genius, chapter by chapter, and answering any and every question I could think of. While I would like to credit the Harry Potter series for transforming my imagination, Mere Christianity transformed my faith. Nick, I could not be more thankful for your eagerness to help me grow in my faith and jumpstart my pursuit of a closer relationship with Christ. These conversations, coupled with our incredible ministry opportunities, such as mission trips, spiritual retreats, youth groups, and Wednesday nights, have come together to shape my foundation of faith. One of the retreats that we as youth go on is called Breakthrough. Breakthrough is my favorite trip of all time, and I look forward to it all year. So much so that the 1 year we didn't go, I still found a way to make it up there. Breakthrough is a 4-day retreat in the middle of nowhere, Mississippi, over Christmas break. We spend an allotted 26 hours in a bus, and though it may sound less than ideal, there is truly no other way I would want to spend a portion of my break. The power and impact of this trip is something you really have to experience firsthand. The speakers and praise band are absolutely incredible, and I always leave feeling refreshed and reinvigorated in my faith. Breakthrough was extremely fundamental in my faith formation. I went on my first breakthrough around the same time I was meeting with Nick, and amidst all of my questions, I learned a very valuable lesson, summarized in Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is confidence in what we hope for, and assurance about what we do not see. I'll read it one more time. Now faith is the confidence in what we hope for, and assurance about what we do not see. One of the reasons why it can be so challenging to keep the faith is because we want physical proof. We want tangible evidence of all we believe in. However, the beauty of Christianity lies in the ability of God's love and awesome works to seep into our everyday lives and make itself known to us in unique and oftentimes invisible ways. To be frank, being a Christian is hard. One of the biggest obstacles in my faith came last year on Valentine's Day. I had a lot of friends closely tied to the massacre at Stoneman Douglas, and I struggled to grasp how a loving God could allow such a thing to occur. Furthermore, why would I even want to follow a God who seemingly sat back while this tragedy took place? Where was God? And so came more and more questions. Seeking answers amidst tremendous grief and loss allowed me to find God all around me. The tangible proof we so often desire, I found in doctors, friends, teachers, an entire community coming together to rebuild. I saw God in my classmates and peers across the country fighting for change, for a better tomorrow. God was there the entire time. The speaker of my first breakthrough trip focused on the fact that God doesn't ask us if we can believe in Him. He asks us if we want to. God knows our hearts, and if we are asking questions and seeking answers, then it means that we want to know Him better. We can't understand everything. He's far beyond our comprehension, but through questioning, we grow in our faith. The tough questions, the questions that make us uncomfortable, the questions that if people asked us, maybe we wouldn't know the answer to. Those are the types of questions God wants from us. Questions that will make us step into uncertainty and actively seek Him. There will always be times in our lives that make us waver in our faith and sink beneath the waves, just like the disciple Peter, enveloped by storms. But we need to be unafraid to step out of the boat, asking those hard questions, because as long as we're keeping our eyes transfixed on Jesus, we are able to sail through the rising tides of doubt. I'd like to end by charging you all to keep asking questions. Questions are how we mature in our faith, and the second we stop asking them is the second we stop seeking a closer relationship with Him. As I go off to college, I still have a lot of questions. Who am I going to be? Where am I going to end up? Will I switch my major? Is this the year that Texas wins the national championship? But I'm secure in my faith. I know that wherever I go, I'm not alone, and that whatever is in store for me is all part of a much greater plan. I've grown up a competitive sailor, and would like to think that I'm the one at the helm of my future, but at the end of the day, I know that God is the one navigating my course. This church has built a foundation of faith within me that has me eager to pursue my faith in college and beyond. So thank you. I would also like to specifically thank a few other people who were especially impactful in my time here at First Pres. Chris Rainey, Ben Sorensen, Miss Gretchen, Noel Berry, Michael Sayers, Chandler Gill, and of course Nick Merchant. Finally, I would like to thank my parents for making sure that I grew up in a community of faith who invest so much into their youth. It truly shaped me into who I am today. Thank you.